What's up, guys? In this video I'm going to show you, based on math, exactly how long it's going to take Terra Classic to hit $1. Let's check it out. Alright, so this shows you, with the 1.2% burn, based on transaction volume, how many tokens you would burn per day, per month, and per year. So first we need to look at the volume. So how much volume can we expect? Alright, so let's look back into the past here. This shows us down here how much volume Terra Classic had in the past. So the highest we had was 15.9 billion. That was right at the end of the crash back in May 11th. And then 2 days after that, it got up to 8 billion. And so that's pretty insane. 15 billion, that's insane. 8 billion is insane. But even before the crash here, excuse me, before the crash, it was averaging around, what, like 2 to 3 billion in volume per day, sometimes getting up to 6 billion. So super high volume back here. But we did get up to 8 billion right after the crash. And then a little later, 2 billion here. And then a few months later, we even managed to get up to 1 billion. That was at the end of June when we had that nice pump. But lately, we've been averaging around 50 million to 100 million per day. So at least we can expect at least that much volume, around at least 50 million to 100 million. All right, so let's plug in these numbers here. So let's say things start popping and volume gets back up to where it was back before the crash, 2 to 3 billion. So if we have volume of 2 billion per day, then we would be burning 8.7 trillion tokens in 1 month. So that's over the entire supply in just 1 month. With 3 billion in volume per day, we'd be burning the whole supply in about in about 2 weeks. So yeah, 3 billion in volume per day, you'd burn the whole supply in about 2 weeks. That's insane. And then if we get up to 8 billion in volume, like we had that one day, then you'd be burning about 1 trillion tokens in just 1 day. So that's crazy. That means you'd burn the whole supply in about a week. Okay. So you're probably thinking right now, wow, does that mean we could burn the whole supply and get to $1 in just 1 week? No. What you have to keep in mind is, as we burn tokens, the price is going to go up, which means you're going to burn less tokens per transaction. So as the price goes up, the rate at which you burn goes down. So it wouldn't actually burn the whole supply in a week. It would actually take a bit longer. But still, I mean, if we have 8 billion in volume, that's going to burn tons and tons of tokens. All right. Now let's look at more conservative numbers. So lately we've seen between 50 to 100 million in volume per day. So let's look at that. Let's look at 100 million in volume. That would burn the whole supply, almost the whole supply, in just 1 year. 50 million, it'd be like 2 years. So even with conservative volume, you could burn the whole supply in 1 to 2 years. Now, like I said, as you burn tokens and the price goes up, the burning goes down. So it would take a bit longer than it would actually take longer than 1 to 2 years. But still, that's pretty crazy, even with those conservative numbers, I would say. And of course, when this burn gets implemented, the volume's not going to stay small like this. Like, there's going to be tons of people buying and trading the token when the burn gets implemented. So we're going to see the volume go way up. I mean, we already had 1 billion in volume just a few months ago, just with a random pump. So the volume could get pretty crazy with this big catalyst, the burn, getting implemented. So yeah, let's say we get up to 500 million in volume, which that could easily happen. Then you'd burn the whole supply in like a few months, maybe half a year. If we get up to 1 billion, which we already saw a couple months ago, you burn the whole supply in just a few months with that. And yeah, if if the volume gets even higher, then it really gets crazy. So I mean, potentially the whole supply, even with these more conservative numbers, the whole supply could get burned in maybe a year. So that's pretty crazy. All right. Now, I think most likely it's going to take a few years, but these are the possibilities. I mean, it all depends on the volume. So, okay, let's look at exactly what needs to happen to get to $1 though. So the goal is to burn the supply down to 10 billion. That's when the burning would stop. So if the supply gets down to 10 billion at the current market cap, we still would not be at $1. We'd be at like 6 cents. So the market cap needs to get up to 10 billion also. If the market cap's at 10 billion and the supply is at 10 billion, then the price will be $1. And I mean, if you're holding $92 of Terra Classic right now and it gets to $1, then that'd be worth $1 million at that point. So that's crazy. And you know, it could potentially happen faster than a few years, but I think most likely it's going to be at least a few years. I want to be reasonable, at least a few years. The peak of the next bull market is probably going to be in 3 years, so maybe 3 years. But even if it takes 3 years to get to $1, that's still crazy. I mean, if you make $1 million in 3 years, that's pretty nice. So yeah, I mean, even though I'm saying that it's probably going to take at least a few years to get to $1, I still want to make it clear that we can still have some massive gains in the short term too, because I mean, getting from this price to $1, that is outrageous gains. So even if that takes a few years, that's still amazing. But there could still be some great gains here in the short term. I think within the next few months, getting to 1/10 of a cent is definitely possible. That wouldn't be that hard to get to, and that would still be a massive gain. So there is tons of money to be made here, even in the short term, I think. So yeah, I mean, the 1.2% burn, it's supposed to be implemented mid-September. So I think if it does get implemented mid-September, we should see a massive FOMO event where people start buying like crazy, because people are going to want to get in on this before these massive burns start happening. And that could cause, you know, a huge pump here just within the next month or so. So we'll see what happens, but you know, looking at the price, we've just been going sideways for like months now, and the price is really stabilized here at these levels. So I think this is a great time to be accumulating Terra Classic. And also, when the price is super flat like this, that's when the big moves tend to happen. Just like we saw back here, price was super flat and then we saw this huge pump. So I think that's what could happen here next, especially if the 1.2% burn does get implemented mid-September. It's going to be pretty exciting. So I'll keep you guys updated and, of course, let you know if we start to see this happen again. So make sure to like and subscribe and share this video if you found value in this video. You know, feel free to share it, get this information out to everyone. And yeah, thank you so much for watching till the very end. Let me know your price predictions, what you think is going to happen. And yeah, thanks for watching. You guys are awesome. I'll see y'all later.